We're going to spend a few moments first defining some of the terms and concepts that in language that are common to video and the way they relate to the webinar in presentations, and more particularly, how they're going to relate to the way you'll use them in your presentations. Neil?
Thanks, Kurt. The first term that we want to define, one that you'll hear when you're talking to broadcast professionals and video or virtual event production professionals, is acquisition. And really this just means how we get the video into your event. How do we capture, especially live video? It might be with a camera, it might with pilots. How do we get the video content from where it is and how it currently exists into your event? Bandwidth, everyone of course has heard this term, and I want to take just a moment to point out that despite the scary image there of the network needing some kind of medical attention, this is a lot less of an issue than it used to be, but it still is worth thinking about, still something that is important to understand. And when we talk about it, we're not just talking about bandwidth in general. It's not just one piece. It's really about available bandwidth and bandwidth requirements at every critical link in your virtual event system. So, you know, the presenter location or alternate video sources, the tool that you're using, the platform, what kind of load video might put on it, and bandwidth requirements at the end user location. You'll hear us talk a bit about using professional video production companies, and this may be self-explanatory, but it's probably worth noting that when we talk about that, we're talking about real video professionals with professional experience, professional equipment that can bring a lot of resources to bear. It may be an in-house capability, or you may have to find it externally, but it probably isn't your nephew video enthusiast. And simulcast, again, this is probably self-explanatory, but for our purposes, really we're talking about broadcasting from the back of a room where the presentation is taking place in front of a physically present audience segment. And the fact that you have two distinct audience segments is important and worth consideration. And source. When we talk about source, it's really just what is the video source? Is it a file on a server somewhere? Is it a webcam? Is it the output of a video studio or a professional video production system, or just a single camera? And streaming. Streaming is about getting a signal as opposed to a file from one location to another. And while it's traversing the network. And what I mean by signal is a continuous stream of data being delivered in such a way that your endpoint, your computing device, can begin to render the signal, can begin to display it before it actually has all of the data. Because in fact, it may be a continuous 24/7 stream with no actual end.